Okay, so I'm going to do two more examples of still a is equal to 1. So for this one, we're going to do 1 times 12, which is 12. I should get a different color now that she stole all of them. Okay, so 1 times 12 is 12. So we need two numbers that multiply to get 12, and those same numbers need to add up to equal negative 7. So we have to think through all of the possibilities for 12. So I know 1 times 12, I know 2 times 6, and 3 times 4 will all give me 12. But since it's going to add up to equal a negative, then we're going to be working with negative numbers. So if two numbers multiply to get a positive 12, then we know that all of these would have to equal negatives, because a negative times a negative is what gives you a positive. Okay, so then we're going to have to see, is negative 1 plus negative 12 equal to negative 7? No. Negative 2 plus negative 6 equal to negative 7? No. Negative 3 plus negative 4? Yeah, that equals negative 7. So then we would go negative 3 and negative 4. So then our answers that worked, and we can check this again, is negative 3 times negative 4 positive 12? Yes. Negative 3 plus negative 4 equal to negative 7? Yes. So the answers were negative 3 and negative 4, so then we get x minus 3 and x minus 4. And that's our factors, and if you wanted to, you can FOIL it and check it to make sure you get the same thing. Okay, let's go over to this one. So 1 times negative 18 is negative 18. Two numbers that multiply to get negative 18, but they need to add up to get b, so negative 3. Okay, and so when I first teach this, I always make my students list all possibilities for multiplying to 18. And then once you kind of get through that, you'll be able to do it without having to list all of them. So 18, I know that 1 times 18 gives me 18. And then you just go bigger and bigger. So does 2 times the number give you 18? Yeah. 2 times 9. Does 3 times something? Yeah, 3 times 6. 4 times anything? Nope. 4 times 4, 16. That's as close as you'll get. 4 times 5 would be 20, so then that's not going to get you any closer. So then these are our three possibilities. And then we have to look and see if two numbers multiply to get a negative 18, that means that one of the numbers has to be negative and one of the numbers has to be positive. So we're going to go through and see, would the negative 1, or would the 1 be negative, or would the 18, and so on with each of those. Okay, so if 1 were negative, could we add it up to get you negative 3? No, those are way too far away from each other. That's not going to work. Okay, so 2 and 9, that's getting closer. So if it was negative 2 plus 9, that'd be 7. So no. And 2 minus 9, it'll be negative 7. So whether one of those were positive or negative, it would either give you positive 7 or negative 7. So nope, we're looking for negative 3, so that's not it. Okay, and then 3 and 6. So if one of these were positive and one of them were negative, would it give it to us? So negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. So that wouldn't work because we want it to be negative 3. So let's check with negative 6. So 3 plus negative 6 is negative 3. So those are our factors. So then over here, I'm going to write x plus 3 because positive 3 worked, and x minus 6 because negative 6 worked. And once again, you can go through and FOIL it to check it. Let me know if you have more questions off of that. They call it a plug and check because the next part is where it really gets hard to plug and check. But I figured out a way to teach students how to do it where there's like steps to it instead of having to plug and check, because I remember being in high school and absolutely having no clue on that. Okay, let me know if you have more questions.